on earth do I like Avatar The Last Airbender more than Attack on Titan when Attack on Titan has the best plot and story I've ever seen in my entire life? To this day, in every TV show and movie I have ever seen, I would say that no show has a deeper, more complex, beautiful, glorious plot than Attack on Titan, which is why it's my number 2 TV series of all time, of all genres, of all media. However, Attack on Titan makes me desperately sad. And here are my few critiques of it. I honestly, hot take, do not think the character development is that incredible. Is it as far as like how much they change? Yes. Is the character development insane as far as what we see them go through and see how they change for the better in like a good, wholesome, like humanity type way? Honestly, no. People's biggest critiques as far as Mikasa goes, Levi honestly doesn't change all that much. A lot of them don't change all that much unless it's for the worse, which again makes for a great story. But me personally, I like to watch a show that like gives me like this passion and like zest for life and like this will to continue on. I also really don't like the lack of love story in it. I don't think there's anything wrong with adding a love story into a show. I think that as humans, naturally, we like to see love stories come to fruition. Attack on Titan, and all anime for that matter, is horrific at that, by the way. And though the ending is very fitting to Attack on Titan, and it would be weird if it was like a happily ever after ending, it does make me sad, and there are things that I don't love about it. Though I respect it. I do very much respect it, and I love the show as a whole so freaking much. So, as far as like the movie critic part of me goes, I would agree that Attack on Titan is not better than Avatar The Last Airbender. But as far as personal preference goes, here's why I like Avatar The Last Airbender better for sure. I actually do think that the plot in Avatar The Last Airbender is underratedly incredible. I think the power system is actually cooler than Attack on Titan. Sue me, but I do. I think the elements are super cool. I think the Avatar state is super cool. I think the sub-elements are incredible. I think the love stories are incredible. And they're not even, like, overdone. Like, a lot of people are like, well, it's not a love story. Watch, like, some, like, romance anime if you want romance. Actually, no. Like, I just want a full human experience show. You know what I mean? Yes, there are people in the world that never want love, but that's pretty rare. For the most part, people are looking for love, and it just happens naturally for most people that they, like, are naturally drawn to people. So I love that. And I love that it's not overdone. It's just, like, a little part of the show that, like, gives a little bit, like, human, right? Female characters. Okay, Attack on Titan does incredible with their female characters. I will not lie. I am not trying to diminish Attack on Titan. But Avatar The Last Airbender does female characters better than any show that I have ever seen in my entire life. I said this in my other video, but not only are their female characters like as strong as the men, but the amount of strong female characters is unbelievable. It's not just like 3 versus like a cast of like 8 dudes, which happens in every anime, even if they do their like 3 female characters right, like there's like 3 of them, which I guess makes sense, it's fine. But I love that in Avatar The Last Airbender, like literally the numbers are about the same. I love Zuko's redemption arc. I think it is so hopeful. Is the show too little kitty at some points? Honestly, yes, that is my only critique. Across the entire board of Avatar The Last Airbender, that is my only critique. Even still, in my opinion, the creators of Avatar The Last Airbender knew they had a masterpiece and they knew that they were in America, and they were like, okay, how are we gonna get this fantastic story to as many people as we can as Americans? So they said, okay, we'll make some sacrifices and make this a little kid show. That is how I interpret Avatar The Last Airbender. I actually think it is every bit as brilliant as every anime I've ever seen. Plot, not as much as Attack on Titan, but I think it's that much of a masterpiece. And I think they intended for it to be that way. So I think that if you think Avatar The Last Airbender is too little kid, you need to rewatch it with like fresh eyes and realizing that is actually meant to be an anime. They just had to dim it down a tiny bit because they happened to be in America and had to make it a kid's cartoon. Anyways, let me know which one you like better. I'm pretty sure most of you are going to say Attack on Titan, but I stand by what I said, honestly. Both amazing shows. We don't need to tear either one down because they're literally both 10 out of 10 in their own way.